Hi, and welcome to Intuitive Insights. On this channel, we discuss everything to do with the Ascension process. I'm Kassia.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are together again bringing you guys a video on the solar eclipse.
Yes.
Yes, so this is some very exciting energy. We're excited.
Yeah.
I
was going to say, we made it a point to specifically come together for this portal because we feel like it is the most powerful one as of yet in 2020.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because the energies have been so ridiculously just high voltage and incredible so far this year. So that's quite a statement to make, but we feel, and the reason that we feel this eclipse is such a key, the most important event of 2020 is because we feel that we are quite literally birthing the 5D Earth with this eclipse in Cancer at 0 degrees of Cancer. I mean, technically, it may actually be at 1 degrees of Cancer by the eclipse. The solstice, which happens the day before, is at 0 degrees of Cancer. So it's right within there. It's, on this channel we go with the energy. So we're saying it's essentially at 0 degrees of Cancer, which is known as the Aries point. Any of the 0 degrees of any of the cardinal signs is considered what's known as an Aries point in Uranian astrology. And so that's the 4 seasons, the equinoxes and the solstices, they all happen at 0 degrees of a cardinal sign. And that's it's like a reset. And it's as we're moving into this completely fresh new energy. And we're doing that in the sign of Cancer right now, right? So it's that mother energy. And that's why we use the term birthing the new earth, because we're in that Cancer mother energy. And that is exactly what's happening. For any of you who didn't catch our last video, we did one on the lunar eclipse that happened. When did that happen?
The 6th of June.
On the 5th and 6th. The 5th and 6th, yes.
Yeah.
It was right before the 6/6 portal. We did one on those two events combined because we felt that as a combined energy. And we talked about the recalibration of the timelines and sort of the way that we anchored in that most expedient and that smoothest timeline for the new earth.
Yeah, your highest timeline that you would be anchoring in, like you at your optimal level, like what that would look like. Essentially, it's if you think about what you would be doing if you were following your heart, as if money didn't matter, what would you be doing with your time and energy? And with this specific eclipse, it's the birth. So as Kassia was just saying, the eclipse before that was the reset and recalibration of that timeline. And now we're birthing that timeline. So it's like this. It's like moving in, and then it's just like coming through this portal, and then it's just like expanding out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I don't know where.
I think your
Oh yeah, my phone's right up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go silence my phone so that doesn't interrupt us. Excuse me. This is gonna be a very sort of off the cuff, laid back kind of video. Yeah. It's a little bit late. We're getting ready to go to bed after this probably, but we were able to get together and do this video for you guys. So it's just gonna be us being super laid back and just giving you the information.
Yeah.
I've got my trusty notebook here, like I often do when we do some of these astrological videos. And we're gonna wing it, and we're gonna talk about this incredible energy that we have going on right now. But first I'm gonna address my phone, so awesome. I'll be right back.
So while she's doing that, I'm going to bring up the point of how there's this purging that's happening in regards to release of control, in regards to expectations and the things that we think we need in order to feel safe. Because essentially what happens is when we're releasing all these belief systems, and that is what we're doing and anchoring in this different timeline, is we're releasing the old belief systems. Think about a thought form, right? And that's essentially a timeline. So if you're releasing the old thought form and you're anchoring in this new thought form with new belief systems, even though you know that one isn't true anymore, you're still releasing and purging out the belief systems of the old one. So essentially that's what's been happening between the eclipse on 6/5/66 till 6/21 is the continuous purging of that that masculine or distorted masculine, and even some distorted feminine, but really within ourselves. We have the feminine, we have sacred feminine, sacred masculine, distorted masculine energies within ourselves. So it's really because we've lived in this male patriarch system, really driven by this distorted masculine energy. And I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy, which we are all both. That's essentially what's happening during this portal. It's like that last squeeze of that up until that point. And then from that eclipse forward, you will be anchored fully in the birthing. It's like, think about a newborn baby. Like, you'll enter into this unknown state of this fifth dimensional energy.
Yes, we will. Yeah, so we feel a lot of that with we're looking at that distorted sort of, this is like, we're birthing this new earth and we're birthing it into this with this Cancer energy, right? This mother energy. So it's like that matriarchy type of energy. And so, and we can see this also with some of the planetary aspects that are going on during the eclipse. So we have true black moon, which would be Black Moon Lilith, who is conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. And we've talked about this energy because this energy has been coming up multiple times throughout 2020, because it's really been a healing of that divine feminine energy as well. And a healing, and this is also true black moon is making a sextile to Venus at the same time, which is that feminine that feminine energy planet, right? So it's like, but this healing of the ways that the divine feminine has been repressed by that patriarchy type energy. And so we see that healing process going on. I thought it was a really interesting visual, just when you talk about a solar eclipse. And this is a total solar eclipse. So they call it like the Ring of Fire, because all you see is the little ring of the sun around the moon. The moon is almost entirely covering the sun. So it's like the sun, which is the ego, the masculine energy, right, being completely covered by the moon, which is the subconscious, it's the intuition, it's the feminine energy. But at the same time, it's like they're merging. It's like she's covering him and she's soothing him in a way, and soothing out all of those. So it's not like, when we say stuff like this, we don't mean like masculine energy is bad. Like, I think sometimes when people talk about the rise of the divine feminine, they make it sound as though masculine energy is terrible and we have to purge the earth from it. And that's not at all what we're talking about. When we become fully anchored into this new earth, it's when those two energies are unified and working synergistically. Yeah,
within your own being.
Within our own being, and within like the kundalini of the earth and the earth itself. Like we talk about, like, we are being shifted, and we were shifted into our optimal timeline, and we are being, but so is Gaia, so is the earth.
Well, we
are one and the same, right? And so everything that we talk about is happening with her. I mean, the earth has her own chakra system. I mean, it's just really fucking incredible. Yeah. And so everything that happens with her happens with us and vice versa. So we're talking about both, right? Yeah. But like, in order for that union for the masculine and the feminine energy to be working synergistically in their divine nature, like that masculine energy has to be healed. And that feminine energy has to be healed as well. And the way that those energies have wounded each other needs to be healed, which is also what we're doing as twin flames. When we talk about the twin flame journey, that's what we're doing. We're healing the way that those energies intermingle and interact with each other.
Yeah, it's so very true. And the twin flame label and dynamic is like the starting point in the ascension process. So essentially, me and Kassia are at a point where we are aware that, we are aligning to a physical incarnate of that twin flame, but essentially it's always pushing us back within ourselves. And then we begin to realize that it's never about anyone else in general. It's always about our own ascension. Yeah. And so that's kind of something also that we as a collective are moving into, that we're releasing any of those attachments or delusions around the expectation around this is what we create this story. And the twin flame dynamic is really beautiful and sacred, also because we're human, we have distortions within that. And that's some of the things within
yes, I think you're right. We're healing those distortions as well.
Yeah.
We're healing our distorted beliefs around anything.
Yeah.
So this eclipse is also, it's happening conjunct the South Node at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. And so this is what we're doing is we're healing. Sagittarius is the sign that represents a lot of things, right? But it represents our beliefs. It's ruled by Jupiter, right? So it represents our faith, it represents our beliefs, all of those things. But we're clearing out all of those old, outdated belief systems, all of those old, outdated ways that we look at faith, ways that we look at spirituality, ways that we look at morals, really, and our values, because Jupiter rules those things as well. So therefore, as does Sagittarius. And so all of that stuff is being cleared out. And there's the distortions around the twin flame paradigm is one of those many things being cleared out, and sort of like that reset, right? We talked about that with the first video. And this is a deepening of that reset. You know, where this is happening right in tune with the solstice energy. So it's just a massive reset that's going on, where all of that old conditioning, all of those old beliefs, those old storylines, those old timelines, all of that stuff is being purged from us, right? But I'm feeling with this energy, we had that heavy purging energy. It was a heavy purging energy with the first eclipse, but honestly, I felt a lot lighter afterwards.
Yeah.
I think so much got purged out that I felt really light.
Yeah.
And now it's like that heaviness kind of comes in a little bit here and there, but I'm feeling this eclipse also is just like a major wake-up call. Like that, when we talk about that reset, it's just like that illumination. I'm feeling a lot of illumination coming through.
So there's going to be a lot of people. Essentially, if you're aligning to this video, I feel that you're probably somebody that is like a spiritual leader in some way, or you're meant to be the way shower in your like circle of people. So I feel like you're going to begin to notice more and more people waking up and kind of coming to you and asking you about certain things, like, what's it mean when I see 444? Or, you know, what does it mean when I start seeing auras? Or like, I had these really weird dreams last night. What is this about? And people know to come to you with that sort of thing. I have to grab a tissue. So go
right ahead. So this is, like we said, this is going to be very, very off the cuff, just kind of whatever. But yeah, absolutely. So that's the gift that we have to give, is as we continue with our own journey, we get to aid those who are at an earlier stage of their journey and really come together. And I feel people being brought together with more like-minded people as well, like more of our soul tribe being called in. And so just as we purge out all those old storylines, all those old timelines and beliefs, and we really become centered in and holding more of our authentic light, we're going to begin attracting more and more people that just sort of like moths to the flame, like they see that light and they are of a resonance to our vibration. And so we're going to be calling those people in, and we're going to be calling in the people who have the same mission that we do as well, the ones that are meant to help us and aid us in this mission. So I feel that energy coming through for a lot of people too. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to be helping more and more people wake up. Yeah. And then we're going to be calling to us the people that are going to help us wake up more. Yeah. If you found this video, you are probably resonating to us because we're helping kind of activate a little bit of that spark within you. And it's just, and I'm excited now because I'm thinking like, we're going to be meeting people who are going to help us. It's just like,
It's so
I just got a video of how my face looked while I was doing that. It was totally ridiculous, but that's okay because that's what it is. Just like this giddy joy and like
I love it.
Childlike wonder
it's amazing because a lot of these souls, they chose to, like, I believe that when I woke up, that was I knew before I incarnated, when I was born, I went under the veil of forgetfulness, right? But then I started to remember. But my soul knew that at that time I would wake up, and then I would start my awakening process. And so for a lot of people on this earth, they know at a soul level what's happening. It's not like they're learning anything new. They're just remembering who they are, and that's why we call it the Great Remembrance. Yeah. With all of this stuff, and then along with the anchoring of the fifth dimensional consciousness in the physical body, Because a lot of people are in fifth dimension, but in regards to having it fully anchored into their physical being, that's different than having like a fifth dimensional consciousness. But a part of that fifth dimensional timeline that you're anchoring in has to do with you following your heart, like I talked about in the beginning. And a part of following your heart is helping people in the ascension and following, you know, whatever it is that you're guided to do. I'm sure that there's a lot of you that say, I wish that, you know, I could help people through healing, or I wonder what it would be like to get certified in Reiki, or learn tarot cards, or do yoga, or, you know, anything. Just follow your heart, and the source will provide for you. And, you know, that's some of the things that, at least for me, I've been purging, is like that lack of trust. And even though intellectually I'm aware and I can trust spirit, I can redirect myself to trust spirit, I really am not being given any breaks by spirit, because I'm being like guided to just trust and have faith that when I enter the unknown, beautiful things will form. Not negative things like in the past, in the old paradigm, but beautiful things will take form if I can allow it to. So that's a part of this, the birthing of the new earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you were talking about that, it was so funny, because it's funny how even if we don't talk about things in terms of the astrology, the same stuff comes up.
Yeah.
So it's like when we're talking about how we're all being drawn to do what it is that we want to do, and like what it is, that mission and helping other people and all of that, right? Like that's what, when we talk about the Aries point, that's what that's all about. It's like that is the point in a chart that shows like how we can achieve fame, or what it is that we're going to be known for, right? And so the things that people strive to be and the things that are valued in society are beginning to change as well. And I mean, this has been a process that has been ongoing with ever since Uranus entered Taurus also. Like there's so many things astrologically that all come together. But it's like really like what it is that people want to be known for, what it is that they want to find, however it is that they want to find their own personal fame is changing. And it's changing into that Cancer type of energy, which is that helping other people, that nurturing, that mother energy, that intuitive energy. You know, like we're really anchoring in this new earth where we have this new paradigm that is built on that. It's built on it's built on unity.
Yeah.
It's built on people utilizing their creativity and their intuitive gifts, becoming more spiritually aware.
Yeah, that's where your abundance lies, is when you're truly following your heart versus acting on survival, or if I do this, then I'll gain this. But if I let that go, what will happen? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. We've been in that mentality for a really long time of like, I give to get.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. And it's like now we're not doing things because of what we're going to get out of it. We're doing things just because they feel good in our spirit. They feel good in our heart. They feel good in our soul.
Yeah.
And that's what people are going to be coming to value more and more. And that's what is going to be seen as bringing value to the world.
Yeah. So I also just was, as you were speaking, I could hear something else come through, that because this is the birth of the new earth, this is the birth of this new cycle, there are going to be people that choose not to shift with that energy. And that, I know we had discussed this before in our last video, but now is really the time to stay firm in your own light. I'm just going to reiterate that just in case you didn't see our last video. That we have to allow people to have their own process with the ascension, that we're not here to essentially save someone, because that's like this savior mentality and thought form. We're not saviors. You know, we are in charge of our own ascension and energy, but we have no control over how others, you know, they have their own free will. And that's when we're really being tested to release attachments to anything physical, because the truth is that we are eternal beings. Our souls are eternal. These bodies are temporary, and I know that can seem like maybe harsh or cold in a sense, but we're moving into a time where we're recognizing that all this fear around death is an illusion, and that we're already whole and complete within ourselves. We're always one with Source. And and you have to be responsible for your own shift and to hold your own vibration.
I love that, because that fits right in with, so the day after this eclipse, we have Neptune stationing retrograde. And then we have the Neptune retrograde going on. We're also at the end. If you guys haven't seen the Age of Aquarius video, definitely check that out.
Yeah.
But we're wrapping up the Age of Pisces right now. We're in that in-between stage. I'm picturing like a Venn diagram right now where you have the two circles and they meet in the middle. We're in that middle, that in-between stage where both ages are existing at once, and we're being asked to let go of that, the lower vibrational aspects of the Pisces energy. And the Neptune retrograde is going to focus really heavily on that. And that is one of those aspects. It's the victim mentality. Yep. It's the powerlessness. It's the martyr complex. It's in order for there's like, and I forget, it was in these people that I watch, they do really amazing Ascension videos. They're called Sri and Kira. They're obviously not American. So Sri and Kira. And so they talked about this whole dynamic, right? And how, like, in order to have a victim, there has to be a perpetrator and there has to be a savior.
Yeah.
And how people get really caught up in those roles.
It's like, oh, I need to save you.
Yes.
It's basically being like, it's basically me telling you that you're incapable of
yourself.
doing it on your own.
Right.
So let me help you because I'm more powerful than you.
Yeah. And so if we allow ourselves to be in any of those roles, we're blocking our own evolution as well as theirs, and we're staying trapped in those old paradigms. So I think that among all the mysticism and the spirituality and the really otherworldly extraterrestrial stuff and everything that's going to be coming up with that Neptune retrograde, that's going to be a big theme as well. So I'm really glad that you brought that up, because that's really big energy that we're going to be working through. That's some of those old paradigms that we're shifting out of as well, where when we realize that we're all God. Yeah. If I'm God, I don't need to save you and I don't need you to save me. Like, we are equally powerful. Yeah. And we know how to stand in our own power, and we co-create together. That's what co-creation means. It means that I create with you. I create with spirit. Right. It's not, nobody's above or below each other. It's we all exist at that same level, and so we do this together.
Yeah, well, it's the union of spirit and matter. You know, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and shamanic energy. It's right.
That's what the 5D is. When we talk about the blending of the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D. Yeah, that's what it is. Matter and spirit. Yeah. Oh my God! All right, keep going.
See, this is what we do. We just talk, and it just happens to like all be in alignment.
Even if you guys are having a good time, I'm having a great time right now. Like we blow each other's minds, and we love it. I know. We love it.
It's amazing. It's so beautiful to have someone that you can connect with on that level. Yeah. Because no matter what's going on, you'll always have someone or multiple people around you to remind you. But that's why we're being asked to release any attachments and any old programming around this. And when we say we are all God, it's like the light in me is God consciousness. The light in Kassia is God consciousness. The soul, your soul inside your physical vessel, but when we're born, we have like these veils, I guess, or layers of illusions that like kind of cover it out. Then they project and like play out in your reality, and then attract all these same things. And essentially it's just Source trying to show you, hey, this is what you are. Because that's what, when we attract these things, it's Source trying to show you. But then when we don't learn from it, then guess what? It's going to keep presenting itself to you until you learn from that situation, until you close out that cycle and heal from it and don't make that decision again. Then that's healed and unified with your being. Essentially we're just releasing all the illusions and thought forms.
Yep. And that's Neptune's domain as well. Illusions.
Yeah.
Illusions, escaping. Oh, there's just so much. We're releasing it all, you guys. We're releasing it all because we cannot take it with us.
Yeah.
And why would we want to, you know? Oh, it's so exciting.
It seems so ridiculous when you're on the other side of it, because you're like, I can't believe that I believed all this stuff for so long. It's just absurd, and it's ridiculous, and it makes no sense.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We pretty much covered everything in there.
Sick.
Yeah. We've got the Mercury retrograde in Cancer coming up on the 18th. That was the only thing we didn't mention. That's the other
See, I didn't even know any of that.
Dates.
Astrology alignments, Kassia does all that stuff. I'm like clueless when it comes to astrology. I'm like, oh, there's an eclipse. Awesome.
Yes.
Mercury's in retrograde. Cool.
What else? There will be videos on all that stuff, you guys. But we're covering a lot of it right now, like the nuts and bolts of it, you know. And that's happening in Cancer too. So it's all of this Pisces energy, all of this Cancer energy, these water signs, this feminine energy. It's just, and I just had this great visual or thought and reminder of like the significance of even the word eclipse and what we're doing. It's like all of that stuff that we were just talking about that can't come with us, we are eclipsing out. Ooh. During this eclipse. We are eclipsing all of that out. It's done, gone. I mean, it's going to be a process of releasing it, but we're shaking it loose. And it's beautiful.
Awesome.
It's so fucking beautiful.
You want to do some cards?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think we should do?
I don't know. Do you want to... I want to do some of the Black Moon ones. Yeah.
These are Kassia's cards. Black Moon Astrology. By who? Susan Shepard.
Yeah. These are fun.
I'm excited to
I don't think you've seen these before.
No. Okay, Spirit. What do you have to say in regards to this eclipse for the people that are tuning into this video? Please give them messages that they need to hear. They're like brand new.
Yeah, they are.
Interesting. Mercury retrograde, reinvention. Yeah. And we got the Sun, Spirit, number 1, new beginnings. And then we got Capricorn, number 22, I use.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. So it really is in terms of us, like, reinventing ourselves, all of that old stuff being eclipsed out, all of that stuff that's like
being illuminated,
being illuminated and sort of covering up the truth of our spirit and our true resonance and vibration. All of that stuff is being eclipsed out, and we're reinventing ourselves, and we're reinventing the world. We're reinventing the world, and we're reinventing all of this Capricorn energy, right? Like we still, as all of this is going on, we have Jupiter and Pluto are getting ready to make their second conjunction on the 30th. That's coming up as well. And we have Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn just still in Capricorn. Saturn might technically still be in Aquarius, about to move back into Capricorn. They're all retrograde, but within the same, right? So this Capricorn energy has been heavy because a lot of this is the old system too. Yeah,
and that's why it was confirmed. I just asked for Spirit for confirmation in regards to this because I was unsure. And we got the 9 of Swords in the Osho Zen Tarot, which is the sorrow card. So it's like all those belief systems or all those things that have been keeping you up at night that have been bothering you, they're coming up because they're being released, and to release those energies. So they're being illuminated, right? So we're shown the awareness through these retrogrades. I don't know, for some reason Spirit is specifically talking about this. Maybe it's in regards to communication of some sort, or like how you're interacting with other people. But your belief systems.
Yeah, and the retrograde is going to be in Cancer, so that's going to be a lot of energy around just what we're birthing in, the energy of Cancer that we're birthing in with this new cycle too. So around family, around issues of family, issues of nurturing, motherhood, intuition, all of that energy that we're going to be reinventing. The way we live, the way we love.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it does have to do with romantic connections and everything, because that's
too,
those templates have been evolving. Yeah, so we got gratitude. And then immediately I noticed how it was 2 hands that were being held right there as well. So it's those relationships like we were just talking about, and having gratitude for those, which can be challenging when we're purging energies, right?
Yeah. Gratitude can be helpful when we're purging energies in general. And gratitude can be helpful to anchor us into the vibration that we want to be in as we're choosing this timeline, because we are making those choices every day of whether we want to be in fear or love, and whether we want to resonate and vibrate into this new earth. Like, just because the new earth is being anchored in doesn't mean that we're automatically going to be pulled into that resonance. It's pulling at us, but it's asking us to release. It's asking us to let go of all of this energy, right? All of the stuff that's holding us back. And one of the best ways to do that is to stay in gratitude. That's a way to instantly get your vibration back to where you want it to be.
Yeah, and to stay right here. So we have like these bands of energy, right? And we have the solar plexus, the sacral, the root. Sometimes we dip down, but if we can stay in our heart center and dip maybe like this, that's staying in 5D, but when we continuously dip down into like low self-esteem, low self-worth, fear of not being safe, which is, fear of the unknown, or distorted or out of alignment sexual relationships, things like that, then that's going to keep dipping us down to heal it. So we really want to be right here in the heart and upwards. So realizing your sovereignty as well. You're coming into your own sovereignty, your own divinity, and that's why I feel Kassia mentioned that you are God, I am God, we are all God. These cards are God, that candle is God. Everything's in perfect divine order, and everything's divine, sovereign, and free. And like the need to like possess things or gain things is being released as well, which
should be some of this energy.
To be like the devil energy.
Nothing against Capricorn. We love Capricorns. Yes. We absolutely, some of my best friends are Capricorns. But as far as that energy goes, all of that, the energy of the old system of all of that, like, yes, we are releasing that.
Yeah.
Status, when we're talking about what is going to give us status in this new earth, when we're talking that Aries point, that sort of like, what do I want to be known for? It's moving into that Cancer energy, which is where the Mercury retrograde is going to be. So it's all connecting together. It's so cool.
Yeah, and like all this comes from almost like a lack feeling too. Like it's like we're releasing these thoughts and beliefs around, once I have this, then I'll feel secure. Or once this is done, then, once I have that car or that relationship, like we were talking about before. Yep. So a time to give rather than take. So that's also a part of the fifth dimensional consciousness and this new earth, and anchoring in the birthing of the new earth, is that it is time to give truly from your heart and do things not because there's just 333 also on the clock. Nice. That it's time to truly give from your heart without expectation, to do it out of pure love. Ask yourself when you're giving, why am I doing this? Am I doing it because I want something in return? Am I doing it because I want to feel loved and needed? Am I doing it selfishly because I want to feel a certain way, which is actually a form of manipulation? Or are you giving out of the purity of your soul? And really tap into that and ask yourself that question, because that's what you're going to attract as well.
Yeah, and I had the thought too that one of the things, the mentalities that we're leaving behind is this idea that like, if there's enough for me, there's not enough for you.
Right.
Or in order to get something from me, I have to take something from you. And so that whole mentality is changing too, and it's just, and that whole, we talk about it all the time, right? Like giving and receiving, how when that's in balance, that is the same thing. Like we don't give because we know we're going to receive, but at the same time, we do naturally receive when we give, and we're in that flow.
Right. It's like having the awareness, and that's a part of the new earth currency as well. It's like there's no such thing as like karma, I guess you could say. It's more like dharma, if you want to word it like that, for lack of a better term. But you will receive what you give out, but don't give because you know that. Because that's still impure in a sense. Which I am going to tell you firsthand that I've done that. And I still have to work on that. Because essentially if I am you and you are me, if I help me, I help you, So why is it selfish of me to take care of myself? But we have to kind of do things to honor that other person's soul, even though that other person's soul is you. It's like really being with them empathetically, feeling them in their heart space, and being present for them.
But I wanted to clarify, actually, because when it comes to that like the intent of giving, that's not saying that, like, if I understand how abundance consciousness works, I can't give if it makes me feel good, knowing that I'm going to receive. It's like giving for manipulative purposes.
Right.
Giving when the feeling of it it doesn't resonate. Like, if I really, like, we talk about, you know, different causes or people that each of us, like, donate to and stuff like that. And it's like, part of when we're doing that, we know that abundance is coming back to us, but we're helping to anchor in that abundance. But we're not doing it out of some, like, kind of like, I almost said creepy, not creepy, but like some like super, like, ill-intentioned, manipulative kind of place. Like, it still feels really good to do it.
Because we really honor that thing.
That person, that cause, whatever it is. Yeah.
And we feel like for me, with the things that I donate to, I love them so much without even meeting them, that I just want to help them expand and grow because of all the wonderful work that they're doing. Also, I'm aware that I'm assisting and anchoring in the 5D currency of energy. Yeah. So also what came out was take time to breathe out. Which is weird, because I've been feeling like I'm, like, not breathing that well since I've been on this video. I'm like, maybe
that was a reminder for you, too.
Breathe. So take time to breathe out. Doing, like, pranayama or doing breath work can be really helpful. I know I did some Kundalini yoga this morning and did some breath work, and that really helped purge out some energy. So maybe try that. And then the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So it's that Capricorn energy again, which is interesting. That came out twice. So I feel like that tough cycle has to do with attachment as well. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe feeling like stuck in something or, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That cycle is ending if we allow it to end. Just if we allow that to release. I feel like, this tough cycle in terms of people's personal lives, and also the tough cycle in terms of the world. Yeah. Like, I keep bringing it back to this because it's so important. No matter what else is going on, these conjunctions that Pluto's making with these different planets in Capricorn, the fact that Pluto is in its final few years of Capricorn, we're clearing out all of that distorted Capricorn energy right now before Pluto moves into Aquarius.
Essentially, it's like just things that we're not aware of, you know.
And it's with the system too. It's with the world. Yeah. All of those old world systems that we're seeing crumbling, like this tough cycle of. Yeah. This tough, I feel like the 3D cycle. Yeah. Like the third dimensional consciousness without a melding and an understanding of the 4 and the 5D, that's one of the tough cycles that is ending as well.
I mean, you're so lucky to be able to see things from this perspective and to really honor that, because, like, imagine what it would feel like if you didn't know, like, anything about the Ascension or have any clue or idea. And granted, yes, it's just one perspective, but you have some form of a belief system around what's happening, you know, underneath everything, and like the veil and the silver lining and everything. And that's like the hope.
Otherwise you just think the world was going complete batshit crazy.
Or like the end of the world is here, right? It's like it is the end of the world. It's the end of this system.
It's just not
but
what
it's their
people
identity.
Think. Right.
It's like,
that's the ego death. Yeah. It's that ego death energy. That's the tough cycle too. It's that, you know, the death of the old paradigms, the old ego, and whatever is happening, like we talked about in the beginning of the video. Yeah. What happens with Gaia, what happens with the collective happens with us, because we're all connected. So we're seeing we're the microcosm, and these tough cycles in our own lives are like that microcosm of the macrocosm, which we see as we collectively end these cycles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so amazing. It's so funny because when I did the Capricorn twin flame reading, I mean, the Capricorn. No.
Whatever it was.
The Capricorn general reading,
Yeah.
I labeled it ego death. So I find that really interesting that came up.
That is interesting, yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm just having so much fun with all these cards because
I know,
I just come over and she has like 50 more new decks.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, it's like tarot heaven over here.
I may have a little bit of a problem.
So great.
My name is Kassia.
I'm a tarot addict. That's
I like cards.
Me too. Just say yes. Oh my goodness. Say yes. Wow, that's amazing. Like Tommy earlier.
Yeah.
So much of this is unnecessary. I hope that you see this and you comment.
With the wave of the hand.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Just say yes.
Yes. I just
Dude.
I can't. Oh my god. This is great. Yeah, just say no where you need to say no and say yes when you need to say yes.
You're gonna freak out. Okay. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling, which we talked about, but this...
Have you answered it?
Have
and then next to the just say yes.
Yes. And then birthing a new age. Oh my god.
That is what we're
Guys.
doing. And how do we birth that new age?
Dude, birthing new creations.
Birthing. The birthing of the new earth.
Dreaming a new world into being. So continue dreaming of it. Use your imagination. That is where a lot of our power is right now. Is that vision is coming in through our imagination and our third eye. And it's with our imagination chakra. And it's like... I think it's called the dream well, and it's in the back of the mind.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's where our imagination chakra is. Mel from Golden Ray Twin Flames talks about this a lot, and I have to quote him because it's not coming from me directly, but he talks about the 12 chakra system and that imagination. So continue to utilize that because there's so much power, and he even talks about that with all the psychedelics and certain things like that about how that's activated. In that area with the pineal gland and things like that. So continue to hold the vision and use your imagination to create gratitude and joy and have faith in that new earth.
Yes, and literally we're given the recipe right here. It's like, how do we birth a new age? We do it, like Kayla was saying, by dreaming a new world, visualization, right? We do it by answering our deepest callings, by saying yes. As we all say yes to the things that feed our souls, as we all are honest with ourselves of like, what would I do if I believed I could not fail? What lights me up when I do it? What makes my heart sing when we say yes to that? We're answering that calling. And as we all answer our calling, we anchor in that frequency and that vibration and that new reality of people doing that and living that. And that is what births this new earth. And as we do that, as we say yes, as we answer our calling, we step deeper and deeper into that heart energy, which is the gateway to the 5D. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now we're going to look into the secret language of light. And all these cards have specific vibrational energies as well. So I feel like we're kind of moving through the densities. Yeah. Right? As like we're moving through the cards. So I love these cards. They're so pretty. So Spirit, what energy can people expect? Or what can you tell them about the birthing of the 5th dimension? Or what's going to be happening in regards to their activations or new timelines? Grounding.
We're grounding in that light, man. We're grounding in that new earth. This is what's happening right now.
If you look up at the top of the card, there's a ball of light coming down through the tree of life, down into the earth. And it's grounding that light through your physical vessel, down into Mother Gaia. Those light codes, those DNA activations. The spirit and matter, the Mother Earth, Father Sky. Like we've been talking about, it's grounding in that energy.
Yes, this is like the birth. Like, if I had to pick a card that would show the birth of the new earth.
Right? I know. That's like, you can't have a better card.
We are. That's what this. We're grounding in that light. We're grounding in that timeline. We're grounding in that reality.
And then there is only light. So this is the ultimate truth, is that there is only light. Yes, in a world of duality and polarity, we need dark and light, but we're moving into a different type of consciousness where we're illuminating all the things that were out of alignment, which would be perceived as darkness, the things that are distorted per se, or the things that aren't in alignment with our divinity. Well, when we're birthing this new earth, everything is of the light, which essentially it already is. That's the ultimate truth. Is that everything is light. It's just not aware that it's light. Right? It's like our shadows. That is it's still light. It's still us.
Right? Yeah.
It's just unaware that it's divine. You know?
Yeah. Nothing cannot be light, because that's what...
So we don't need duality anymore, essentially, in this new earth. So there's a lot of limiting beliefs around it. And this actually brings up what I wanted to bring up before with the limited perceptions on healing. Because a lot of it has to do with polarities and dualities, where I need to move through this pain to heal, or like it takes this much time to heal from something. And
which is also a 3D concept.
It is. Yeah, exactly. So we're beginning to realize that we can heal ourselves from all these different things and release them. So your ability to heal is becoming... It's so fast. Like, you can heal from anything so fast. It's just our mind that tells us that we can't. The limited belief systems.
Yeah, that belief that says, of the duality belief, right? That says, in order for there to be health, there must be sickness, too.
Right.
And so we're purging out the need for sickness at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, the coronavirus and everything going on with that is a beautiful example of the purging of the need for sickness.
It's so true.
I never thought about that before. That's intense.
Fire.
That's really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're purging out. So what happens when we purge out an old system or an old belief? First, it looks like it's more prevalent because it's being brought to the surface. It's that shadow is being brought into the light.
Right.
But then what happens when the shadow is brought into the light? Eventually, it's unified and it dissolves and merges back into the one, because there is only light.
That unity consciousness.
Yeah.
We do not need duality anymore.
No.
It's not serving us. It's a part of the old limiting belief system.
Yep.
We didn't know all this before. We always tell you guys, we talk about it before, but Spirit always tells us more information when we're talking with you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time.
That's the Cancer energy, the mother energy,
Yep.
the feminine energy that we're healing right now.
Healing the mother energy. That's so true.
That we're stepping into. It's the birthing of the new earth, the mother, it just trips me out. It constantly trips me out.
It comes out in so many different ways. I mean, that's why we like to pull cards, too, because it just verifies everything, and you can't deny it when we're shuffling the cards. And then this comes out after we already talked about it. It just validates all the information that we just shared.
Yeah.
So, it's really beautiful.
What do you want to do? Do you want to pull any more cards?
Unless you want to. Do you have some?
Actually, I was thinking I kind of want to do one of these.
Yeah. We haven't really used those. I mean, I'm sure have you?
I use them sometimes. It depends. There's so many decks now. It's hard to really...
All the decks.
Yeah. I haven't shuffled this one in a while, so we're just going to give it a couple shuffles.
Do we need the book, do you think? Or?
We'll see what we get from the card. The way that I've been going lately is, like, if I feel like there's an additional message in the book, then I read it.
Yeah.
Like, these have pretty powerful messages in them, so a lot of times I will.
Yeah, these are the shamanic ones, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I always call it the Moon Key deck because they're related or congruent with the Moon Key healing rites. But they're actually called the Mystical Shaman Oracle for anyone who likes these.
I feel like that's why we were brought up, the Mother Earth and the Father Sky thing that just came up.
Whoa.
So many energies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We'll let them go. We'll let that one go too, actually. Yeah. So the jaguar.
Wow, that's fierce.
Yeah. That's the shadow energy right there.
Yep.
That's the ability to walk between the worlds. Mm-hmm. To walk between and weave between the lightness and the light and the dark. Mm-hmm. To bring back that wisdom from the darkness into the light. So that's that process that we're in right now, mm-hmm. that we've been talking about, which is really beautiful. And then we have the wild woman.
So that's interesting because we got warrior woman.
Yeah.
In this deck. Is it the
Work Your Light deck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a similar kind of energy that's about being our true and authentic selves, like stepping into that role, empowering, especially next to the jaguar. Mm-hmm. That's like seriously empowering energy. And I'm feeling the empowerment of the divine feminine that we were talking about earlier, too.
Yeah, she's fire. Don't mess with her.
She's just like waking up. This is also about like embracing our true and authentic path in mm-hmm. life, which is what we were talking about with like answering our calling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the mystical shaman.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So a lot of you are waking up to your abilities as well, and that's something that's going to be anchored in with the birthing of this mm-hmm. new earth.
Yeah.
Is that all of the lifetimes that you spent building or waking up to those abilities, in this lifetime you're anchoring in all of those abilities in this specific incarnation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been coming up a lot. That is absolutely happening. And, I just talked about, I don't know, a reading somewhere, just that process as well. And that's like why it's really important to say yes and to answer that calling, is because the things that you're being drawn to right now, especially if you're being drawn to research something that you've been curious about before, something is sparking your interest, mm-hmm. it's because those pieces of your soul are returning to you, mm-hmm. and those aspects and those gifts are wanting to manifest and be expressed again in this lifetime. So it's really following where that energy is leading you.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. And the spiral.
Ooh, fancy. It looks like a portal.
It does, right? It looks like a portal, and to me it always looks like a dragon's eye or something, too. Yeah.
If I ever saw one, that's what it would look like.
Yes, it does, because we got, like, the energy right in the middle here.
So maybe call upon some dragon energy if you're connected to dragons.
Yeah, and I'm going to look up what that one says a little bit. And then we got the smoky mirror.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah, talks about illusions and stuff like that. And the energy I'm getting from this as well is this thing that comes up a lot as well, where as we're shifting these timelines and all of this stuff is happening, there's so much going on that's beginning to manifest in the physical, but may not have fully anchored in and manifested yet. It's not necessarily trusting what we see with our eyes, but trusting what we feel in our hearts. Yeah. And knowing that, and that trust that we're being asked to have in the divine, in the plan, in the purpose, is like, what I see in front of me isn't all there is. I have to trust and feel into the rest of what's coming, because it is coming.
And hold that vision, like what you know to be true, what keeps coming up for you in your imagination. Spirit will speak to you in visions and images and moments.
Vision quest.
That's so funny.
Yes. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, dreams is going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely. So it says, from galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves.
Wow, that's amazing.
In the depths of the psyche, and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality.
See, like, literally, you can't make this shit
up. You fucking cannot. And so the invitation is, to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this.
That's insane.
So do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time, and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times, the unknown, right? Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. And so I feel for some of you, meditating on an image such as this one might be helpful as well, to get deeper into those unconscious, those super conscious levels.
You can use like also sacred images like the Sri Yantra or any form of sacred geometry and meditate on that as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I was going to pull from one more deck, but I honestly feel like that card just wrapped it up so perfectly.
I know. I mean,
that I don't even think we need to. Yeah. So that was just a little extra confirmation there of like, that's what we're doing. We are. Oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah. So if you would like some assistance in birthing this new reality, this new earth, this fifth dimensional heart-centered consciousness, Kassia and I both do tarot readings, oracle readings, and things like that. We can look into many different areas of your life if you're feeling confusion around that. And it can be really helpful in regards to finding clarity and having a divine mirror, such as one of us, to reflect that to you. And we also offer healing sessions as well, which is in the box below. But if you do email about a reading, both of our separate emails, right?
Yep.
Are in the box below, and so you can email one of us in regards to that. And I believe the prices are in the box
the prices are all in the box below as well. Yeah. So we definitely encourage you guys to do that. We also definitely encourage you guys to reach out for a healing if that's something you're called to do. We both do both. The healing, my healing is my passion. So just if you need the assistance in any way, we're here.
Yeah.
Even if you just want to reach out and say hi, I love hearing from all of you guys. Yeah. Definitely, we love your comments. Yes. We appreciate them so much.
If this resonates with you, please leave a comment, like our video, share this video. Yes. This is a huge moment in our earth, and really continuously sharing this information and assisting the ascension process is helping all of us. So please do that.
Yes, and you can donate to our channel as well. We talked about that a little bit tonight. I didn't want to throw that out there while we were discussing it, because I was like, I don't want them to feel like we did that whole bit just to plug donations to our channel. But if you want to help anchor in that frequency, definitely you can do that as well. And we appreciate that. But we just appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and for existing. Like, you guys are so beautiful and so magical, and you are so worthy of all the goodness and abundance that is coming your way. It's like, just say yes.
And you're so powerful so beyond measure. If you knew how strong you were, you would never believe all the lies that this system has told us. So really just delve into your divinity and trust in that, and trust in your divine nature, and we will reflect that back to you always, and that is why we're here.
Absolutely.
So, we love you all so very much, and happy eclipse energy.
Hell yes. You are all beautiful, divine, spiritual warriors, and we love you so, so much, and we will talk to you soon.